Microsoft to appeal IRS request for nearly $29 billion in back taxes. Microsoft plans to contest a U.S. Internal Revenue Service request for an additional $28.9 billion in back taxes for the years 2004 to 2013, the company said in a securities filing Wednesday. The demand is the result of a years-long audit by the IRS into Microsoft's past accounting practices. In particular, the agency took issue with how the company allocated profits among countries and jurisdictions, Microsoft said in the filing. The IRS says Microsoft owes an additional $28.9 billion in tax for 2004 to 2013, plus penalties and interest. The company said. It noted that the IRS's determination is not final and does not include up to $10 billion in taxes Microsoft paid under the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that could reduce its final bill. The company said it plans to appeal the IRS request, a process that will likely take several years. Years 2004 to 2013. Balmer, the gift that keeps on taking. As messed up as we feel this world is, I feel like some progress has been made in the past few years. They are seeming to at least look into stuff. But it's another 10 years of legal battle by the government against the coffers of huge private business. Imagine wanting to defund the IRS so companies can continue to get away with this shit. Hope the IRS come out on top of this. Too many corporations get away with not paying their fair share of taxes. Okay, make them pay and then refund it later if they win. They got caught with their magic tricks. Hey, how about a monthly tax repayment plan? Call it back taxes 360. Man, if only there was something the government could to make the process cheaper and easier. As a Microsoft employee, following all the layoffs that have already happened, this worries me. They're going to look where else they can claw that money back, and many employees and colleagues are going to be affected by this. Their lives will be massively disrupted. I hope this doesn't happen. Frowning face. This doesn't mean first agree with core dodging tax in any way though. What's the saying? If you owe $1,000 to the IRS, that's your problem. If you owe $29 billion, that's the government's problem. Nothing burger. If it drops, buy all you can. MS won't pay. You can be glad if they pay back like $1 billion of it. I know no one is talking about the stock here, but since this is our stocks, I'll note that the stock price has barely moved on the back of this news. I'm guessing the market already knew this was likely coming from the audit or doesn't believe they'll actually need to pay the $28.9 billion. If Scientology can scam to the IRS into recognizing them as a religion, so can Microsoft. Such a huge sum even for a tech giant like Microsoft. A complex web of international tax systems for global corporations like Microsoft as they operate in numerous countries and jurisdictions. They will probably negotiate settlements rather than the full $28.9 billion as Microsoft's contributions to the U.S. economy are significant. Oh good. We will be able to run the government for an hour or so. I got this appeal denied. Next. They'll end up settling for a $10 million slap on wrist. How much taxes has Apple avoided? Probably tens of billions more. I'd be excited if I thought our government would spend that responsibility. Seems like the Democrats need more money to fund new vote-buying projects. Even the Joker doesn't mess with the IRS. FF's Microsoft. This thread is cringe. Fuck the IRS. F Microsoft. Pay the bill. Yet the CEO is a philanthropist. Hot beverage. Bill can pay it off. They'll probably settle somewhere considered reasonable by both sides at some point and get something paid. Better than nothing, but probably less than the law may have intended. That seems like a lot of money for them. I hope they lose appeal and pay penalty on top of $29 billion. Those 80K new agents are earning their keep. If IRS can do this to big tech, and going back so many years, wonder what they'll do to small businesses, governments in need for money to fund their spending. Shocking. MSFT may have the take their ball and go home card. Surely the IRS depends heavily on them. They definitely can afford it. Just pay it. The IRS requests? This gives me such mixed feelings because I own Microsoft stock, but I also want the government to go after corporations and wealthy tax dodgers hard. Have their accounts and assets been frozen? Treat them like you would any other bitch-ass MF. Appeal denied. Pay up fuckers. Any resistance should be met swiftly by the long dick of justice. If we as individuals get fucked by the taxman, so should corporations. Nice. I wanted to buy some more MSFT stocks, but it seems that the price is too high. What is a good stock to invest in, just starting out? Any advice or tips? Make them pay as they but really spend more tax dollars to collect a few pennies. I thought the Biden administration would write it off. Shoulda used TurboTax, scrubs. Appeal? No. That's 15 years away. One government agency that you don't fuck with is the IRS. You will lose 100. Some lobbyists gonna get the axe for this. It's a request? Can someone give me $29 billion? I can return you the money in 10 years. I'd be a lot more okay with the giga-rich if they would actually pay their fair share of taxes. You want to charge me a subscription for 365 as well as spying on us with Windows. You can't have your taxes. Fuck, these companies are deplorable. It's okay, we all make mistakes sometimes. $29 billion is just a small mistake. Could the government be going after profitable corporations just to help cover expenses? Not saying this is the case. But EU fines and USA are taxing and fined companies. While the government has run up unsustainable, I am wrong about that. I don't know what the IRS are crying about. They've done nothing wrong. No laws broken. End of story. So they appeal and cost the taxpayer even more money in bureaucratic overhead to prove they owe money? What a joke. Screw the IRS and their greedy taxes. I hope MSFT wins the appeal. My biggest holding in portfolio by far. Does that mean they also pay penalties and interest like a consumer? Shocking. Absolutely shocking. About fucking time some corporation got looked at. I am sure they all actually owe billions upon billions of dollars in taxes, but since the IRS was too afraid to go after them, they never paid. SP 500 companies should each be audited every 2-3 years. Emo. They have plenty of income to support a team. People who say it is a large figure. Microsoft current asset is 184 B. Total debt is 60 B. Pretty much business as usual. Optima tax relief. They claim to be able to help you pay only a fraction of what you owe Microsoft. Lol. Of course they will. By the time litigation is finished, the dollar ether won't exist, or half of what they owe will get ya stale bread. Greedy fucks. It's their fiduciary responsibility to the shareholders to do this. It's not hard to understand that in any way.